Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and most likely came through my last video, welcome. It's really nice to have more people here adding to the conversation because as I saw from the last video, from all the comments, it's so important that we're all feeding into this movement because we're all learning, and I learned so much from the last video, so a big thank you to everyone who went and watched that. So a bit of a disclaimer, I admittedly after watching reading all the comments from the last video, this video probably should have been first in the ultimate guide to beginners, but I'm making it now. So today is going to be part 2, and this is all going to be about your 5 R's and getting your 5 R's right. If you don't know what they are, the 5 R's are basically what we center the zero waste movement around, so that you know it's kind of a good template to follow if you're unsure about what you should be using or reusing or reducing, etc. So let's just get straight into it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and please do leave comments. Constructive comments are always best if you do have some criticism, but always let me know what you think and if there's anything else I've missed and you want to see more of. So number 1 is to refuse. In this day and age, we are always being given or handed things that are disposable, of no use to us, and could easily be reduced. So we refuse what we do not need. Every time you walk down a street, I'm sure you get something like a leaflet put in your face, or if you go to Pret, you're going to get a bag or a napkin or disposable cutlery that you just do not need. So this is where we really have to make a conscious effort to refuse. If you're in a restaurant and you know that they're going to have a straw that's going to come with your drink, remember to say something, or at least try to. Obviously, do not worry if you forget, but these are just little habits that we can try and incorporate into our daily lives so that we are understanding what might be given to us and then just refusing it. Number 2 is to reduce what we need. So we are quite minimalist people in general, especially if you are trying to incorporate zero waste stuff into your lifestyle. So it's much better to reduce what you need. You don't need to have, 10 million makeup brushes or 5 mascaras or, a lifetime supply of toilet roll in your house. You don't need to have so many clothes. So it's important to really reassess and reevaluate the stuff that you have in your life, because every time we buy something we are consuming, and every time we go out and purchase something, 95% of that waste has already happened before we buy that item. So imagine how good you are at transforming that into something else or recycling it, but then realizing actually the majority of that waste has happened before you've even bought that item. So it's really important, number 2, to reduce what we need and only try and have the bare essentials that truly make us happy in our lives. Number 3 is to reuse what we do consume. So if you do have old t-shirts that are a bit manky and you want to get rid of them, but you don't want to throw them away, you can't really give them away, and you don't really want to recycle them, you can always transform those things into something else. You can transform them into bags to go and buy bulk things, which is great, or you can turn them into rags to clean your kitchen so you don't have to buy an eco sort of cloth or anything like that. Or even you could turn them into, if you like, maybe cut them into circles and stitch them together. You can make them into reusable face cloths, something like that. So there's so many things that we can do if we really get a bit creative with it. Things like glass jars, if you're buying if you're buying olives or something in a jar, you can reuse those as glasses, you can reuse those as storage jars, or you can even have them as vases. There are so many things that we can do with the stuff that we already have, so it's so important that we really use everything that we have before we buy new things. I did mention in the part 1 of this video all the stuff that you could obviously buy instead, but I did forget to say, and I'm sorry about this, it's so important to use everything that you have first before going out and buying anything, because if you already have a plastic water bottle, don't get rid of it to buy a more sustainable one. Keep that one, otherwise you are creating waste to create less waste. So definitely don't buy something unless you actually need it, because I think that's one of the biggest mistakes I made at the beginning of my zero waste journey. Is I thought, I'm going to go and have a really aesthetic kitchen. I'm going to go and be really get all these mason jars, and I'm going to have a beautiful kitchen. And I just completely forgot about reducing and reusing, and it made me feel like a complete idiot, to be honest. So I really want to press that upon you. If you have stuff already that you can turn into something new, or you already have like a plastic water bottle, as I said before, there's no need to go and buy a new one. Really wear it out until you can't use it anymore, and then that is the time where you go and buy something new. Okay, number 4 is to recycle. Now, recycling is something that you use when you cannot refuse, you cannot reduce, and you cannot reuse. This is a last port of call when it comes to this, because of, as I said before, all the waste that goes into creating items. 95% of that stuff happens before we buy it. So really think about how much waste has already happened. But you know, not all of you are as lucky as me. Not all of you live in London, where you have an abundance of shops that you can go and buy unpackaged things galore. So I understand that this one might be more difficult for other people, but it's about a mentality. So try to think about recycling as your 4th option. It shouldn't be up there with reducing, reusing, and refusing. It's important that we do understand that recycling still causes a lot of waste and energy, but of course it is much better to recycle a cardboard box that you managed to buy Linda McCartney sausages in than buying a plastic bag of them, kind of thing. Obviously that is a lot better, but just try to understand and think and be mindful when you are buying stuff in packaging. And then the last one, number 5, is to rot the rest. So this is going to be anything like natural waste or receipts, which are great, like food and stuff like that. But you can again reduce your food waste by not peeling your vegetables, by making a stock with any kind of peels that you have to get rid of. And it's very loud. With bananas, mine get spotty very quickly, so I end up having to freeze a whole bunch of them. But making sure that you are on top of that and organized, then you are going to be able to reduce your natural waste as well. Now, composting is obviously difficult for a lot of people. I live in a really tiny flat in London, and I have a compost bin that sits on my counter, but I'm very lucky that we have a communal compost bin outside in our garden that I can go to. But you can always put your natural stuff in your freezer so it doesn't get a bit manky if you can't get to a compost place. Check out with your local councils. They might have a waste disposal place that you can go to get rid of your stuff. You can also get in touch with farmers. They might be able to take your compost. What else? Farmers markets, sometimes they take them as well. I will do some more research, and let me know if you want a more succinct, better video on composting, so let me know down below. But yeah, that's basically what I do. So those are the 5 R's. And those are the things that I think about every time I buy something, because I need to know and have a template, and so I can understand my waste and understand why I'm wasting something. Is it because I can't refuse it? Is it because I can't reduce that I need that item? Is it because I can't reuse it in any way? Or is it because I can't recycle it? So, or compost. So these are the things that we really need to think about. Yeah. So that concludes the part 2 of this series, but this is going to be a proper series, so please do feed into this and let me know in the comments if there is any more information that you need, that you feel I haven't given yet. I'm going to do another video a bit like the part 1 next, so that there are more stuff that I obviously have missed out, like zero waste cleaning. I think zero waste cleaning is going to be part 3, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up so we can share the video with more people wanting to know what zero waste is and how to transition. And I will see you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye.